No man named UFO Shane. He has 58 laptops. I'm not joking, he has 62 laptops. He knows more than you about everything. He's got more to do. He's UFO Shane. He's got the plan. His IP alcohol percentage insane. He has 83 laptops. I'm not joking, he has 96 laptops. So many laptop boxes. My man Shane has 48, 9 fucking portable computers in his domicile. What is that? Stop sending UFO Shane like that. He's running out of space.
What up? What's going on, Rhett?
Not much. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing good. I'm excited to get into this, dude. This is kind of a long-awaited topic that people seem to be afraid to talk about, and it's of course the super secret Discord server used to dox and possibly harass people in the UFO community. This is going to be crazy.
Yes, sir. And we have our special friend. You see him down there?
Oh, we are joined. We're going to be joined today with UFO Shane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's right in the mix. Let's get him in here.
What up, Shane?
What's
How are
up,
you doing,
guys?
bud?
What up, gangster?
Yeah.
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing. My beard is luscious. It's pure.
It is, yeah.
You know?
It's looking
Look at
good.
Look how good it looks.
Here's the vibe.
That's conditioner. That's conditioner, baby. Look at it.
Yeah.
What do you use? What's your regimen?
Aussie shampoo and Aussie conditioner. You know, I know they're getting sued right now, but you know, I love it. You know, it's good shit.
All
It's
right.
lush. It's fluffy. It's good.
And real quick, so yeah, we're going to be covering this super secret Discord server that came up again last night on our show. And we're just going to go, there's a lot of these weird little pieces of evidence towards data collection within this community. And a lot of people were talking about this online after the show immediately, today, all day. So we're gonna recap what happened last night on the show a little bit. And then we're going to go into, a bunch of people have talked about this who aren't connected at all. We got statements from John Greenwald of the Black Vault, Anjali. Who else do we got in there?
And jolly, dude. And jolly.
Oh, rather be
And
splitting.
jolly.
Yeah,
Even
The
so
lying grifter.
and Moran
Yeah,
Lerner.
yeah.
There we go.
He's scratching his head, dude.
A lying grifter. We have responses from, and I'm friends with Anjali, but come on, man. Like you know what? Like I let me be very clear here. I love Tupa. I love Red Panda. They've supported me time and time again, but you guys let UP Mike on here again.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, you did. But that dude has called me a chicken effer.
Oh yeah,
He has attacked Tupa.
a
You
lot.
come up in let's just say Tupa hosts a space where Tupa's just trying to talk about the phenomenon, and you're attacked. Let's just say Red Panda
Yes.
hosts a space, and Red Panda is attacked. And I'm going to be real with you guys. I've enjoyed the last week since Lou Reviews just owned his ass into the ground when he's not around, because I can open a space and not have him attack me constantly for what I believe in, because I don't attack people for beliefs. But I don't support letting him on the show. I hope that he never comes on this show again. Ever.
What if he apologizes
Because
for that?
I don't care. He's had every chance to apologize until he was called out. You guys worked your asses off for this show. I know that for a fact, Tupa, Red Panda. I know. I'm a part of Skyfire News. We bring other guests on here. They're not a part of Skyfire News. I am. Okay, I talk to Keemstar anytime I want to. Who owns this channel? And he always tells me the same thing that he probably tells Tupa and Red. Be yourself. Be real.
Yeah, you're allowed to feel how you feel.
I was asleep, so I wasn't there. God forbid that I was there.
We would have loved
This
to have you
dickhead,
on.
dude, I wanted to be, man, but I had to go to bed. I have a real job I have to do.
You know, you hustling.
But this guy has attacked us all. He's literally, not only has he
Spinning a new
attacked
leaf,
us.
though.
No, he's not, dude. He is jaded. He is mad. He is looking for explanations and excuses to make you think that. Did he let Keemstar up in his space when he was with Cosmic Dolly on the other? No, he called Keemstar a fucking loser and said he couldn't come on the show. And this show is not going to be monetized.
That's true.
Because I can't. I'm sorry, man. I'm doing this for both of you. And Red, I think you delve into conspiracies way too much sometimes, but you're right a lot of the times as well. And people will call Chupacabra a racist, a Jew-hating loser. I'm a Jew, and I talk to him all the time. That's not true. A racist hates those people. Okay? So it's not justified, but that's what these people say. And you let him on our show?
Yeah.
On our show? No, you let him on our show
He's in his
because you
whistleblower
want
arc.
him to justify. No, you guys
Let me
were
explain.
hurt.
No, let me explain.
I'm gonna let you explain, bro. But
the
I'm
UFO,
mad. I am mad, dude. I am
feel you, but
pissed
hear me out.
the fuck off.
But hear me out. The UFO late group right? There's some kind of thing happening, and these people within that group, they're exploding in a very public way. It's very volatile, and in many ways it's exposing some of the weakest parts of our community, which is this weird harassment, doxing, paranoia stuff. And I think whoever wants to come on to Skyfire and explain what they've seen or talk about it, dude, we're going to let them on. The community has to know as much as they can about this stuff. Are we going to take it with a grain of salt? Yes. But I don't think having UAP, I think having UAP Mike on, despite our differences, says a lot about the integrity of and the respect we have for our audience. You know,
and I'll say this too, Shane. Wait, oh shoot, sorry. Have you ever said this about like to Klaus or anyone when they have other people up? Oh, that was the other part I was gonna make too. You've said some horrible things to Ashton, right? And you guys patched it up. We like to see like patches it up. I think you and Mike could work things out.
No, I've tried that multiple times, and he has always used things against me. I tried that. We held an entire show where I came up and they told me that I agree with suicide. Right? I love suicide. I'm a big fan of suicide, even though my cousin shot himself in front of his 2 teenage daughters.
It's awful.
But I love suicide. So that's a horrible claim
thrown at you.
Yeah, and I'm a chicken fucker because I get a job where I work on a farm, and then people are saying like, "Oh, UFO Shane doesn't really have this job." Anyone who knows me knows I really have this job, and I really work my ass off within the week. UAP Mike is the biggest loser of all time. He lost the debate with Lou. He had no solid points to make, and he was like, "Oh my God, they said my name. It was public for years." And I'm sorry for the volume, guys. I know.
No, I love it. I love it.
Honestly, real quick, people in the comments, if you want to attack me, go for it. And we'll do an after space, and you can come up and tell me all your feelings and all your hate and all your rage, and you can go fuck yourself. Because honestly, this man, UAP Mike, has, let's just get to the facts here.
Okay.
He's hosted spaces where he has disparaged me and you and Red. 100%. He has talked about you people being, you guys, who I love, being the lowest of the low. And when he comes out with DMs that will justify the hate that you got, I feel like you two are pandering to him. You should just tell him to shut the fuck up. You should tell him to go fuck himself and go off
in the same way you were out here spreading fake rape shit and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's important.
I've never shared fake rape shit. Where are you going with this?
With Ashton.
That's never happened.
I'm pretty sure that did, but okay.
You're talking about Ashton Forbes being a pedophile.
Yes, right.
And I took it down. I took it down immediately and apologized because King Milfart led me wrong. I apologize publicly.
It's important that these people who are doing these bad things, that there's an environment where they can talk about it. That's what I'm saying.
No, dude. No, also, but he joined your show, our show here, where we cover news. And before he went on this show, he called you both losers. He said everyone on this show is full of shit. And he came on our show to get his point across. He called you both fucking losers.
Sure. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
He's called me worse than that. He's called me worse
I'm
than
being
that.
nice,
but
dude.
we're not. But we weren't.
You let him on, man.
You let him on,
man. You let him on. You let him on, man.
We let him on and we let him talk.
And actually, today we have a quick show today, so maybe save some of this for the after space because we do got some stuff to get through. But have you said this to Klaus for having KMF in his spaces, who's also called you a chicken fucker?
Yeah. And I told them to go fuck themselves. 100%.
Well, that's fair.
So, and by the way, Buddy James has donated $10. We thank you for the $10. And he's being facetious. Because I know Buddy. Buddy came and picked me up from my house and showed me his zero energy drive he was making.
The bad days, I'm all about the fatty. You better get some. Too busy hating, ain't getting none. Me, I'm all about the fatty. Ain't getting none. Me, I'm all about the fatty.
Shane, you know my motto. If you have built a free energy machine, never say anything about it. Right? We want Buddy in the mix for a long time. These guys are out here.
Dude, I would love to. You know what? I'll debate you, Mike. Not about
love to see that,
but about being a shitty person.
We would love to see that.
I hosted spaces, and he would come in there, and Tuba, you know this. Red Panda, you know this. You're just having a good time, and he would come up and just, or Lou Angeles would join. He would just start disparaging them and calling them losers and liars because they don't believe in Lou Elizondo or disclosure. And then he
admitted that. Totally. But I don't think that really discredits or removes him from a possible guest on the show to explain what he's you don't
think that some dude who's called you a bunch of super racist names, called you a racist, called you all these things, called me a chicken fucker, shouldn't be allowed on a show that I'm a part of?
No, well, this is why.
You agree with.
But he has.
Come on, man.
He has definitely stuck up and owned up to things that he found out weren't true. And he's publicly announced those things. And in against the current of what was going on with his friends. I think that's what part of the reason why he's currently in the situation he is now. Why he's rejecting a lot of that stuff.
Now, here's what I think. I think that he's going to leak DMs about people that have attacked you both, and you're pandering to that because you want that information. And I get that. I really do. But you don't need to answer these people, Tuba. Tuba, you've apologized for everything you did.
Yeah,
and
I don't think that
you don't need to seek more from that. You attacked Ray and Klaus and these people that, when I went to jail, when I was doxxed and arrested at my house because of something I liked on UFO Twitter, all my friends abandoned me. All of them. All the people that I loved abandoned me. You know who didn't abandon me? Ray and Klaus. They were people
I'm glad that they did. I'm glad they were friends.
And I could talk to them when I'm alone and scared in jail, and I had to fight every day in that jail cell. A lot of you people don't understand that. You haven't been in that. You know what? Everyone in the chat who disagrees with me, you can go fuck yourself.
I know. I feel for you, Shane. That? And honestly, that was all Mike. But hey, you're allowed to say what you want to say.
Yeah,
and we're
absolutely.
Allowed to say what we want to say too.
Yeah, that's because I called our boss before here.
Bro, you've said a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Well, I made sure that I called our boss before.
Shane, you always have free reign.
I don't understand how you can let someone on our show that Red Panda.
Hold on. Your mic sounds like ass. Your mic sounds like ass right now.
Does it? Is it better now?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay. So I dropped my headset. You're going to bob my head, and everyone in chat.
You got to get moving, Shane. We got to tight ship today.
Yeah, give us your final word on Mike, and then let's see if we can figure this out over the course of the weekend. Right? We got an eclipse coming up on Monday.
Okay. Yeah, right? And we'll be live streaming that. Listen, this is my take on Mike. We hosted an entire show where this all went down after the Lou Reviews debate, and I never scammed Ray and Klaus. Someone kick UFO Intros from this entire chat. You're banned. You're blocked. You are blocked from my entire life, dude. You're saying that. That's a lie. And if it's not a lie, then back it up with facts, you fucking dickhead loser. People can make claims about me. They will do whatever. I'm a real person. I admit when I'm wrong. Okay? So this is my thing about Ray and Klaus. They've never been wrong to me, but they have most definitely been wrong to you at some point in time. But that was over a year ago. And Tupa made a bunch of things that were horrible at the time, but he owned up to them. Tupa did. I'm sorry, Tupa, to use an example here, but Tupa is the gold standard for coming back and doing what you need to do to correct things. And the same thing with Red. Like, Red, you're a big conspiracy guy, and you've done your best to you're always there talking and being supportive and saying what you believe. You're both genuine, and that's why I fuck with you here. So when it comes to Mike, though, Mike has literally called all three of us all kinds of names. So he doesn't deserve our platform. I'm very lucky to have this platform. I don't know how I got it. I think Red Panda had a lot to do with it. I don't know why I'm allowed on here, to be honest.
Keep it real. We love you, Shane. We love you. The audience loves you. We love having you on here. You got good takes. You're not afraid to say what you mean.
It's important whistleblowers are supported and have a platform to speak their truth, in my opinion.
And there are people in this UFO Twitter community that want you to believe what they believe in. And as soon as you say anything, they attack you. But UAB Mike has joined my spaces, your spaces, and he has called Red Panda every name in the book. He's called Chupacabra. Every name in the book, and then we let him on our show.
All right,
Guys, I don't agree with it.
I got respect for you for expressing that. You know what I mean? I think we like the idea of anyone who's wrong just come on the show.
Klaus has lied about us plenty of times.
Yeah, Klaus is allowed on the show. You know what I mean? He's totally allowed. Ray can come on the show. All these people can come on the show and tell us what's going on. You know what I mean? Because it is.
I'm trying.
Happening.
I'm trying. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Both of you guys. I messaged everybody. I said, hey, come on the show. Don't let you if you might come on here and just disparage you. Come on here, and you know what happens? I have to come on here and fight by myself because they're like, I don't want to give them power. I don't want to do this. Well, I guess here I am by myself alone.
You can do that. If you want to do a solo interview of you with Klaus, I'm cool with that. I don't care.
How do you know that? You weren't even on the. That's weird because that was what the stipulations were. The stipulations were that I was by myself.
I would just imagine that. I would imagine that's what the stipulations.
I would imagine that was.
That's pretty crazy.
The only way that could happen.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. We gotta, Shane, hold that thought. We got to get to the story. We want to know what your thoughts are about this too. Is the secret server that's been talked about? All right, like this could be news, especially if you have any insights on this. We got a super secret UFO server. We got multiple reports of the servers come from multiple sources now. We have UAP Mike. That's a mistype. We have UAP Mike is the most recent whistleblower from it. It collects UFO info. It collects info on the community. The families are researched, and info is weaponized against targets. And the usual suspects are named as ringleaders. This is again coming in, and we don't know the veracity of these reports. We've never seen this server, but the fact is that it's being talked about for over a year now. And the entire time outright denied, but UAP Mike is the most recent person talking about it. And he has reported a very similar thing. And I think it's good to talk about it because it's not something that's happening for the safety of anybody. It appears to be, especially now with the most recent input from Mike, it appears to be specifically to do some harm to the community. So
and I want to cover this because people just need to be aware and how to navigate safely in this community. Shane's a perfect example. You've had some crazy stuff happen to you since you joined this UFO community. It's like you're just a dude who likes UFOs, right? Like people just need to be aware that like there's people out there doing weird stuff and just navigate safely. I'm really not trying to create a witch hunt or anything. And there has been reports of like different, like I heard Corey Good has one of these little groups, right, where they go around and harass people, and I'm coming from more of a position of just how to protect yourself, and everyone's talking about it right now because of what Mike said. So
yeah, Mike finally got called out for his bullshit, and what'd he do? He immediately flipped on all his friends. He flipped on all his friends, and now he's coming out with these DMs. I hope that you and Red Panda don't flip on me. We're great friends right now, right? I would hope that you wouldn't do that to me and the stuff that I say in private DMs. And Keemstar's big on that, right?
But
like don't post private DMs. That's the number one rule Keemstar told me. Was don't post private DMs. And he's posted publicly about posting private DMs. And now Mike is being called out for his bullshit because he lost a debate with his worst enemy, Lou Angeles. And he's just going all in now. The dude's a liar. He's doing this because he's hurt. Because him and his wife were selling hats and t-shirts for the UFO Lake group. But this UFO Lake group that you guys are like oddly supporting now, because you're only supporting him now because he's coming out and justifying the stuff that you already knew.
We supported that rebrand right away. We were like, dude, focus more on UFO stuff. Stop with the weird harassment stuff.
We knew this stuff was real. We know this Discord account is real. Panda, you of all people know it's real. And but now that he's doing that, you guys want to just agree with him? The dude has literally called me a chicken fucker. He's called Red Panda a mentally ill conspiracy theorist, and he's called Chupacabra a racist.
Okay, hold on. Well, let's not rehash the same thing. We got to get into this server. All right, let's get into the server and the claims made. Red, you got some clips prepared for us. Let's walk the audience through.
Yeah, go ahead and get into the server that we already know is real. Go ahead, Chupa.
Right.
Well, this all started when last night.
And I ran into
a little
this.
bit, right?
Like I ran into some.
We're pulling a vetted now. I think this is our first vetted moment.
We are reacting to ourselves, reacting to some news.
weird accounts, and I've ran into some weird behavior. Like,
Oh, wait. Tell us more about these dossiers with that audio, because it seems to correspond, right?
I can only say that I have seen messages that state somebody, I'm not going to say who,
What a
has
loser.
dossier on Tupa, whatever that meant. Take that for what it's worth. I don't know. Word for word, dossier.
I am the bell of the ball for these guys. I don't know.
And whether or not
Yeah,
they have multiple ones, I believe.
I've only seen things
after
I
all of
support.
This, I'm now coming to the conclusion that even a few people I've ran
That's a good
into
point,
are
Shane.
probably like involved with this, and I don't know what it is. It's something weird, man.
It's weird, right?
I don't support them now because they don't support me.
And I ran into this. Like, I ran into some weird accounts, and I've ran into some weird behavior, like tracking. Like, I have a project I run that tries to track feds.
I remember you talking about this for years.
Yeah, and it's like, and it'll probably come out. People will probably try to make it look bad if I go nuclear. But I've been trying to track.
I'm so ready for nuclear, Mike. So some of this conversation spurred a bunch of conversation online, and this was also shared. Let me go ahead and share my screen here.
Real quick, why is he doing it now? He's doing it now because
That's a great question.
because he was called out. Because the people that he could have done it before. Well, he could have done it before when he was calling me a chicken fucker and Tupa a racist and you a crazy conspiracy theorist. But he's doing it now because those people called him out because he's a loser.
Oh,
like this dude could have said all of these things when it happened. I would do that. And no one invites me to Discord because they know I'm like, this is crazy and this is not correct. But he's doing it now because he's butthurt and he's afraid of losing his audience. That's why he's doing it now.
but Shane,
That's why he's
he
doing it
came
now.
out. He came out swinging against people you consider kind of close friends. I mean, could that have anything to do with the reaction to what he's doing right now? Because he's being called crazy. He's being called, you know what I mean, like a liar. But like, what is going on with all these fractures within this group, and what effect, if any, does that have on how we're looking at Mike right now and what we're
Look, man, like I try to be as honest and open as I can be all the time. And if I disagree with something in the moment, I will tell everyone I disagree with it. And I've lost friends to it. And he had every chance to do that prior. But now that he went nuclear or whatever he wants to say, he's going to, out of spite, as Tiffany said, he's going to come out now. He had every chance to do this prior. Every chance. He could have done this when we had the live stream earlier and we were going to have Keemstar up or anyone else. And I tried to join that space too. And they told me, oh, Shane, you support suicide. You love when people kill themselves.
Well, have you ever heard about this server? You say you know it exists, right? And we got Mike over here talking about
I've heard about this server for over a year.
Dossiers.
What have you heard about this server?
That Leia Prime has had a server building dossiers on people in the UFO community for over a year. And this happened all before I joined, but I heard about it when I did join. I was also told not to talk to Ray and Klaus. And I attacked them in a space, and then I went up and I apologized to them because I didn't know them. And they turned out to me to be great people to this day.
That's great.
And I know that you guys have history with these people. No. I talked to them on the phone. Okay, I haven't met them in person. I don't know for sure, but they've never told me what to say or what to judge or what to do. But UFP Mike has. UFP Mike has judged me at every fucking turn. I can't let that go. I can't let it go that this dude, he will post a space tomorrow calling all of our news network trash garbage. He did that before he came on our show.
Klaus
has said so much stuff.
Yeah,
about
dude.
news.
Like Klaus will say whatever the shit he wants, true or not.
Because you're attacking his wife, dude.
No one's. I've never attacked anyone, but like the weird.
That's
shit
a total lie.
It's not a lie. I'm not out
We
here
gotta
attacking
get through
these
this.
guys.
It's a lie.
I've never attacked these guys.
So this happened today. David Altman,
Lie.
member of the UFO community, he's worked on a bunch of documentaries, I think, and whatnot. He was all fascinated by this whole thing. He was like, what the heck's going on with this server? He was stirring up a bunch of conversations. He said, I got this text from UAP Mike about the situation. There are a handful of people on UFO Twitter that lie in DMs in order to mislead. Unfortunately, some of that needed exposure. My building I live in was doxxed in Skyfire's YouTube chat, which was taken down immediately by those who are angry at me. I know for a fact that Leia Prime and others are involved in some kind of dossier collection of people on UFO Twitter, and it's more disturbing and scary than I knew. They're now targeting me using KMF, etc. We will be back. We won't be intimidated. Now, Shane's going to love this. This was interesting. It's interesting when different people who you never expect are also corroborating the same thing. So David Altman is like, WTF is this alleged Discord server with files on people in the UFO Twitter community. Randomly, Anjali, who by her own accord has been targeted by the group, says, David, to my recent knowledge, it is purportedly still running. I found out about its existence in 2021 through multiple reportings. It is the usual suspects, very stalkerish. The usual suspects, she says. Daniel Miller, friend of the show, says, it's some nonsense cooked up by people with too much time to kill and an inflated sense of self that they think they matter enough for someone to keep files on them. And the only reason it's still a dumb rumor is because of tweets like this. And then Anjali says, Daniel, I literally have copies of some of the file folders that were purportedly being shared in this private server, where they were found. And no, I will not share them. They are literal doxing files with an immense amount of PPI on individuals, their family members, and friends. So, what did you think when you saw this from Anjali, Tupa? Uh-oh.
Oh. David Altman in the chat. Guys, this is wild. Again, someone's claiming that this exists, and then someone else has to claim that it doesn't exist. Then they have to go back and forth and say, like, look, I have evidence of this. There's evidence. Why won't you listen? Right. Why will people deny the existence of this thing that they've never heard of or ever researched? That's a wild one.
Yeah. And this next clip we got to, because we're just going to run through it just so people know. And y'all want to call Red Panda crazy, go for it. John Greenwald. I think one of the most widely respected people in this field. Here's him talking about, and I'm not saying it's the same group. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is a similar thing for a Facebook group. And what's important with John is he says a lot of this stuff didn't really start until 2017, until this like government disclosure rollout. And he's been at this UFO thing since like 96. So let's listen to this.
I know for a fact that there were literally Facebook groups 2019, 2020 that were formed, private groups that were essentially coordinating attacks. And I know that for a fact because somebody was able to talk their way into one of these groups, and they would literally figure out who they were going to attack and how they were going to attack them. And they would essentially do that. And at first I didn't believe it. And then somebody told me, you are going to have your Halloween decorations used against you. And I'm not joking. And they will accuse you of racism. And I kid you not, it actually happened. They took photographs that I had posted on social media of my Halloween decorations. And they were skeletons. I'm known in my neighborhood for doing this. I go all out on Halloween. The kids love it. I love it. It's awesome. So I take pictures, and there were skeletons hanging a guy with a cloak over his head, or what's the right word? The black cloths that they put over somebody's head, and
like a shroud.
A shroud, yeah. Whatever the old time, like when somebody was going to be executed, they would put the bag over their head, and it was a black bag. Well, anyway, somehow they construed that as that I was a racist and that I was lynching somebody in my front yard. And that's not even remotely close to being true, but that's what happened. And it was all concocted in this Facebook group of hatred trolls. And that's what happened. And I asked, how many people are in this? Because then they caught my ear. I'm like, holy mackerel, you're actually telling me the truth, that they're coordinating attacks. And the last I heard from that person, there were like 300 people that were in these groups that were doing just that. And that was a couple of years ago.
300 people. Be safe out there, UFO community.
That's a lot of people. And so that's John Greenwald. He's a nice guy. He's known for being a nice dude. He does FOIA requests, and he's getting harassed online, and he found out that it was it's been going on. I've seen people harassed just in the last couple months, some within the last couple weeks, right? I don't want to mention too many names. I don't want it to get worse for them, you know what I mean? But it's been happening. and like these are like very non-controversial people. But they've if they begin to get an audience or start to have like a little bit more influence, if they grow their fan base and stuff, it becomes a kind of a target on their back. So there's some truth to that when you say be safe out there. David Altman in the chat, I mean, they're over here talking about, right, like in those posts, like, has anyone heard about this? Yeah, for sure. This comes up a lot. I hope you guys saw these clips that were in here. Like, this comes up quite a bit. It seems to be, cult behavior is one of them. I mean, chat, how do you guys feel about someone in the community pretending to be other people, pretending to be people's friends? I mean, we're hearing this again and again. It's the same name or a few names that keep coming up. I've heard several reports from people in the community that this person has taken aspects of their identity and incorporated it within their own story to kind of ingratiate themselves with more of the community. That's some at-risk behavior. That's some red flag stuff, right? Because this is a very vulnerable community. And if you look at programs that these people are involved with, like Invisible Night School, if you look at these things and you watch them, you can see that there's a lack of respect for the topic, for experiencers, right? And so like I would get this double vibe from some of these people that they have no respect for experiencers or people who believe in the topic, yet they're willing to say whatever they have to get into these group chats and start kind of wreaking havoc and collecting information. So chat, what do you guys think? Do you want your guys' family's information? Do you want your medical, your government, your tax, like all this stuff? Do you want this like online in some server full of people you don't know, but where anyone can access it? I mean, think about it. Background checks cost money. A lot of this stuff costs money, but if they pool it together, I mean, look at it. And then that just means that your information isn't just being shared by one person to another. It's being shared into a community, right? And whoever's in this Discord server, if it does exist, we're going to stay on the story. They've all seen everything. I mean, some of these people have ties to organizations, deep ties, deep pockets. Like there are resources that are being used specifically to gather this kind of data. And then there are people online that are weaponizing that information. Shane, like you called it out, maybe UAP Mike was one of those people himself, but we're watching that group kind of fracture because I think in part due to how crazy this behavior has been and how public it's been too.
Yeah.
I can't. Is it okay? I can't forgive him for what he said about me. I can't forgive him for what he said about you.
We know.
I can't forgive him what he said about Red Panda.
Right.
I'm glad that you guys are getting him to give you information now based on what he said.
Well, he's sharing it with the audience. I mean, he's coming on here and he's talking about something that needs to be talked about. You know what I mean?
And he disparages this entire show, but he comes on here because no one else will have him on.
I don't think that's true.
I think it is true. And, there's disinformation for sure. Leia Prime is obviously someone who has done horrible things for this community. I think it's been proven that she had a Discord server and that this stuff is real. But I can't forgive him, right? Like, he literally will join my spaces under...
Yeah, no, we get it.
He tried to tell people that I had 9 laptops sent to me from the community. Where are the people that sent me those laptops? Where are they at? They're not there. But he promoted it. He attacked me. I was sitting at work and I was attacked. And I don't understand how you guys can be so complacent on him calling you all of these names. I don't have the
right.
I guess I'm just not as nice as you
people
guys.
Names. I think people are being used and weaponized to do things that they wouldn't otherwise do, and there needs to be a road.
No, I think people are just assholes, and I think that he has known. I think that if he has known this knowledge, he could have came out at the start and told you. But when it doesn't pander to him and his beliefs, then now he's doing it.
But
he had every chance to do it prior.
Yeah,
no.
but I mean, yeah,
I'm not like that. Yes. I'm not like that.
Yes,
if
everyone
you
is.
were Tupa,
listen,
no, if
you're
you
not
were
going to
Tupa
divulge everything all at once, all the time. You know what I mean? And
ridiculous.
We find ourselves within these lines. The problem is like making those lines more bold, making them thicker, doubling down on them, and trying to prevent them from having a voice in your platform. You know what I mean? He came on. It was
You're
just
right.
fine.
You should have zero.
Should we send
You're
the
right,
link to
you should-
David Altman?
David,
Yeah.
we should just throw it in the chat.
Let me
David,
let me
we would
ask
love to
let me
hear from
ask
David.
let me ask you and Tuba, who is David Altman?
Community member.
The UFO community. He's been like
You have 5 seconds.
He's worked on
You have
multiple
5
things. I think
seconds.
he's Alex
5,
Dietrich.
4, nope. 3, nope.
Old friend
2,
of McGowan.
1,
He's an old friend
nope,
of McGowan.
nope. No, he is Jim Mars's protege.
Don't you
You had
love Jim
5
Mars?
seconds. I love Jim Mars and I love Daniel Altman
Let's get David Altman.
because he tells the truth. I'm sorry, David Altman. You guys don't even know who the fuck this guy is.
Yeah,
I've
I've talked to him
talked to
several
David.
times. Talked to him a lot.
But you didn't know he was Jim Mars's protege.
No, I didn't, and that's great. I'm glad I learned.
Well, you should have known that because
Why?
I've talked to him personally.
Why do I have to know what you know?
All right, Shane, we got to move on, bud. Where can we go to next?
You guys are letting me down. You're letting me down every 10 minutes. today.
Bro, we said you could invite Klaus and Ray on here, and we won't even be here. Let them talk all the shit they want about us.
I
If we can get
tried.
David- if we can get David
I'm
on
gonna
here,
be-
I'd love to hear David's point of view.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I tried to get uplifting tweets on here. I tried to get Ray and Klaus on here.
Mhm.
I tried to get all these people on here, and they wouldn't do it because they
Well,
want to
I
get
think-
VP Mike Power. It's sad.
He's in.
It's really sad. They should have came up here and talked. And David is a great member of this community he loves Bigfoot. He loves
Brett, are you
all
sending
these
it out?
things.
Yeah, I sent it to him already on
Cool.
Twitter.
Cool.
David is the shit. I love David. David's one of the people who convinced me that people are lying. But because when I talk to
Dude,
David,
I want
love
to talk to
love.
David. I want to talk to Corey Feldman, dude. I want.
And while we wait
Corey
for him,
Feldman,
to
yeah, I
brings
love
up
him.
the secret Discord server that gathers
I
private.
think it's
Yeah.
okay.
What's that?
It's
That's
okay.
where it came from. And
Yeah, but you see our
they
living-
had it, dude. They got files on all of the UFO people. Y'all know that? There's a fucking. Do you know there is a Discord server? Oh, I shouldn't be talking about this.
Drunk Matthew Monroe.
That's
Here we
all
go.
I know, so we
Okay,
know what
yeah.
we're up against.
So there's a Discord server. That's an acknowledged Discord server. It's like real Fight Club. I don't know who owns it. It's somebody like Eric Leaks and all those people that you see circled around the Invisible Night School. They got a Discord server. And they got a very good research. They got files on probably everything. All the community, I've seen shit on people I can't talk about. But there is a server out there, and I'm probably going to be in trouble.
All right, let's pause it there. We got David Altman in the house. David, welcome.
man.
Bring you to the stage. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Good, man. Just relaxing. Wasn't planning on going any shows tonight, but here I am.
So yeah, you were captivated by this secret Discord server, and I think you've been poking around yourself, right, trying to figure out. We just saw
Yeah,
on Charlie's response. So yeah, what have you learned?
So the first thing I want to say to Shane is that is a huge compliment because I am a huge Jim Mars fan, but I'm not like his protege. I don't know where you got that from, dude. I wish I was. I wish I knew that man before he died.
Yeah, that's Daniel. That's
So he
Daniel.
shamed
not
us for
David.
no reason. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I should have let it go and just let people think that I
Yeah,
was
would've
that
been-
guy.
would've
Yeah,
been
yeah.
great.
So the reason that I got interested in this is because I am a huge fan of the 90s and ufology. And this just automatically, if this is true, and I'm not saying it is, I'm not claiming it's true. I haven't seen any evidence. But if it is, this is like something that would have happened back then if they had this technology back then. The kind of shit that they were doing to each other back then with Bill Moore and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
like the early Doty days and Paul Benowitz. This is the kind of shit that they would have done back then to each other. So I just found it like fascinating because there's so many, like if you go back and you listen to like old Art Bell shows now, you'll hear stuff that he's talking about for current events in their 90s where you're like, holy shit, man, that's happening today. It's the same things happening over and over and over again, history repeating itself. And I was just blown away that could happen.
Yeah, I heard Ron Pandolfi was doing this like in the 2000s. Have you ever heard about that? I hear this name all the time, and I never know.
I know
where to
Ron.
read it.
I know Ron.
Have you ever heard that? I heard people saying like, "Oh, this is the stuff Ron Pandolfi was doing in the 2000s." I don't.
Really?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Ron himself did that, but I'll tell you, if that did happen, it wasn't Ron. Ron had somebody do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Real quick, I would like to say that I'm sorry, David. I confused you with Daniel.
Yeah,
That's
no
my
worries.
bad. Daniel, you have like very similar names. I'm very sorry.
Same
And I
last
would like
name,
to,
man.
yeah, same last name. I'd like to say that, at least I admit when I'm wrong, unlike most of our UFO heroes. But David, I do know you as well, and I do appreciate you and follow you. And yeah, my bad for getting that wrong. And I love Jim Marsh
No,
too,
dude,
man.
it was a compliment, man. It was a
Shit.
compliment.
Yeah, man. Like Jim Marsh was a shit, and it's okay to be wrong sometimes, or all the time, because it's okay just to admit when you're wrong. But my problem, David, is that we let a dude on our show that has called me a chicken fucker, a man who fucks chickens.
I just want to say one thing, man. I'm not here to like fucking take anybody's side or like this is what
David.
sucks, man.
Well,
Because like,
so
I'm
David,
friends, I get along with everybody, and I got friends on both sides of this, and it sucks, man.
Too.
Well, what
That's
is the
why I'm like,
existence
this sucks.
of this server like?
Well,
you know what I mean? The idea that they're gathering this information is one thing, but to see evidence of them
But here's the thing,
weaponizing
like,
it is a whole different
how is
thing.
it? Okay, so somebody sent me a tweet today, and I hope that I read it correctly, because pretty much what it said was, yes, there is a server, but it wasn't used for that. It was to keep track of just regular UFO researcher people. It wasn't used for nefarious reasons.
Well, I think that sounds like bullshit.
And
I mean, tell me.
dude,
what
I'm telling you, I got
what group of
attacked.
humans?
I got attacked today by I got attacked today by Lord Ludacris because I asked this question about this server. He just started. He got so upset. He's like, "Oh, you work with Corey Feldman. You're a joke," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Dude,
Jesus.
that's what you got? Like that's it?" And he's like posting these pictures of me in rehearsal with Corey and all this shit. Like, this guy works for Corey, so don't listen to what he says. It's like, give me a break, man.
Lord Ludacris is in the chat too.
So this is
Hey,
an
buddy.
exchange.
Why don't you call in?
Yeah, call in, Lord Ludacris.
I'd love to talk to you, man, and show your face.
So adamant that it doesn't exist, I find it interesting. It's like, how do you know that it doesn't exist? Like, we have multiple people talking about like the same thing from different that aren't connected, you know.
And they make it sound like it's a ludicrous idea. No pun intended for Lord Ludacris, but they always make it sound like it's outlandish. Like what
It's
a
like,
crazy
why are you guys
conspiracy
getting
theory.
so upset if it's not true?
Exactly. Why is it?
And like I said, I right now I got to say I don't think it's true because we haven't seen a shred of evidence. I think the dude who like said that in that recording needs to step up and say something, or something.
Okay. That's a call out. That's a call out.
That's
to
a
Matt
pretty
Monroe.
big claim to make without having any evidence.
Well, he
this
said he
came
saw
in too, right? This is you confirmed this was UAP Mike, right? He said this to you today in a text message. It looks like that there.
Yeah, that was from Mike.
Collecting
from Mike.
dossiers on people, which is just weird, and we've heard it from many people. Deep
It's
Prasad
so
is another one who's
consistent.
spoken of this.
It's so.
And I will say, I did get a few messages from the other side today saying it's not us, it's Mike that's doing this. I did get some of that.
Of course you did. Doesn't that sound interesting? I mean, I don't know if you.
Yeah,
followed
man. Keep
events.
pandering to UP Mike, the dude who's called you a racist. Go ahead, Panda. Pander to UP Mike because he's saying things you like now that he could
I
have
like how
said
it's getting
prior.
progressively darker in Shane's room and his heart right now. It's like he's like zoning in.
Like literally,
His eyes are getting redder and darker and they're glowing like coals.
Yeah,
we know,
you know
we
what?
know,
I'm
bro.
gonna lose this debate. I'm gonna lose this debate because it's 4 against 1. Goodbye.
It's not a. Okay, well.
Okay, bye.
Who's
Shane,
debating?
Shane just pulled the UAP.
I don't know.
Mike.
He's in his feels today. He hates UAP Mike. Let him.
He's good. He'll figure it out.
We're not even really talking about Mike. I'm just trying to find out about this dossier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alleged.
Let's
Now,
play this other.
you say you don't think it's real. What do you think about the consistency between the reports? Like, it's not just one. It wasn't just one guy drunk in a space. I mean, this was talked about before.
Only thing that I know about is the dude who you guys have this voice recorded talking about it. That's the only. What people say, that means nothing to me. It's nothing.
Right.
And
That's fair.
It was
David, I
just
respect
like,
that.
holy
I respect
shit.
that.
It wasn't like, holy shit, you know, this is, I believe it's like, is this, that's a question. Is it true? Like, if it is, like, that's something that we should know about.
Can I tell you my experience and the reason why?
I'm sorry. The biggest question is, what are they doing this for? What did they plan on using it for?
I can tell you what it was used for against me. That's all I can tell you. Like, of course, anything else would be like a theory, an idea. I can just tell you what my experience is with the people who supposedly run this and the people who I've been targeted by for this. Like, they have found information on me and shared it publicly that they could not have done without money. They have, with whatever resources they use, whatever they've done. We're talking about the criminal history, my entire family. They've found in my entire family. My brother gets phone calls. He gets pictures of his house sent to him. The list goes on. My mother's been doxxed. My grandmother's house has been doxxed.
I did talk to Leah today.
Right on. Well,
we wanted a statement from her. Yeah, what did she say?
Yeah, so it's the first time I've ever talked to her, and I feel bad because she was upset because, she felt like I was kind of gaslighting the situation, and I get that. And that's not what I was trying to do at all, man. So, I actually, I told her, look, I feel bad. I kind of agree with what she was saying. So I actually went and deleted some of the tweets, but I wanted her to know, like, I wasn't mentioning her or anybody directly when I was asking these questions. I was just saying about the server. I wasn't calling anybody out. I didn't say anybody's name, but I did make a joke in one tweet, and I put hashtag Milkgate, hashtag Primegate. So she probably saw that and got mad. So I deleted all that stuff.
Well, and
I
also,
felt bad. I really shouldn't have done that.
Up, right? Her name comes up, and we're like, what do they do with this? She's already been in 2 separate dossier things. She did one for Tupa. She helped make tupacabra.com, right? Which was like a dossier of a bunch of like old stuff from Discord.
She openly admitted to sharing private messages from a private group chat with King Milkfart in order to weaponize it against me. It was made into a whole post, and she admitted that that's what she did to
Dude, I mean, look, guys, we all know that there's so many fucking screenshots going around of conversations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I still get them from people unsolicited from about the UAPX guys on a daily basis.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't even thought about them in like forever.
Right.
It's like everybody has these things. It's having people learned not to do saying stupid shit and text and DMs anymore. Like,
so along with tupacabra.com that Leia helped make, she also helped.
The point wasn't that things were said and they were shown. The point is to show a direct connection between Leah Prime and King Milkfart. She was feeding him information in order for him to publicize because she didn't want her hands dirty. It was that's the idea. Right. And that's not normal. I don't know people that do that. I don't know people that hand over information from a private group chat to other people.
Yeah, see, I don't know anything about that stuff.
Well, I mean, that doesn't sound normal. Well, I do agree that, like, this stuff it's whatever. Social media is whatever, friends or whatever. It can get middle school, it can get high school, it can get dumb as shit. I get it. But what I'm talking about is just the connection between 2 people. One is a serial harasser who goes above and beyond and has used information that had to have only been acquired through either hours and hours of work or literally money and fast answers. So my experience with this information, with the people who could be and have been named as being behind the source of this information, it tracks from my experience. It doesn't sound like a rumor to me. It's not something that I'm not going to put any weight into because I've seen it not only done, I've seen it put to use by the same people that are mentioned.
It's definitely something that I've thought about doing some type of like mini like UFO Twitter documentary thing.
Sure,
and this is just perfect for that, man.
Oh, totally.
So I'm just trying to get all the data I can on it, man. Like that. This would have to be in it. What's that?
So this is Moran Lerner, another person who, and I'm not trying to create a witch hunt for Leia Prime, but she did come on the scene and create like a whole website similarly to Tupa to try and discredit this guy, right? And here's what he said he was briefed on about UFO Twitter, and to me, it kind of tracks with some of the things.
We were informed and shown that there were groups of people from the UK and Ireland, but also the United States and Canada, who were targeting vulnerable people or groups of people across a number of social media platforms using various means. Some were recruiting or manipulating people on behalf of a select number of higher profile individuals within this field. Some believed they were here for some kind of holy mission, a cause they were chosen to be a leader in, and self-appointed themselves. Others were using vulnerable people to win favor with those higher up, in the hope they could themselves be invited into some.
It is. I
inner
wish we had
circle.
a too fast thing. It's
Then there were those individuals trained or with specific experience in finding and attaining information, not just about this topic, but more significantly about individuals on social media platforms or anywhere they needed, which they would target for the purpose of blackmailing, threatening, and intimidating. Some demonstrated skills one would expect from people with a background in some form of cyber intelligence and electronic warfare. These individuals would then train others on how to undertake such research on
I knew this would bring out Charlie.
And they work together to manipulate and intimidate vulnerable people for a variety of agendas, a kind of low-level psychological operation. Many of these
what year is this from, Red?
I believe it's from 2022. The end of
2022. They started this stuff in the 1950s during the Cold War when the government thought that the communists had infiltrated UFO groups, you know, and they were doing all these dossiers, and the FBI agents were at all these UFO conventions because they thought that Adamski was promoting communism.
Now,
you know?
regardless of what the inception point was for the surveillance, how was it used in the end? Was it manipulated? Was it used? Was it weaponized? Were people ever pieces of shit when they had that information and decided to, you know what I mean? Like, yes, like the same thing happened with the blackballing of Hollywood, right? During the Red Scare. You know, that was a whole issue. People had to start writing films under pen names. Look at Oppenheimer. You know, his whole career was uprooted because of his communist connections. Like it was, and then again, that information was weaponized. So that's the thing is like this, if this group exists and the information exists on a database somewhere where it's accessible to people within this group, who are these groups? Are they saints? Do they not have a record? Have they never thrown a stone? Have they never, you know, ran a red light? Why do they get to have this information? How does it make you feel? Like who is qualified to have that if that exists? Is it something we have to just say, hey, this is just a theory, let's not even look at it? Or is it something that you think should be covered?
You'll love this, David. Or answer the question, and then I have something from the 90s about this exact same thing, but yeah. Sorry.
Oh, Simon Fly's in the chat. Good to see you, Simon.
You incels have absolutely no idea. It's hilarious. Keep chasing your tails, LMAO. Well, here's
right.
Philip Class, one of the biggest debunkers.
Yeah, I'm an incel. Keep digging there, buddy.
Yeah, figure it out.
From the 60s,
you've obviously never seen my Facebook.
From the 60s to the 90s, and this is from the 90s, right? This is what they've been doing to ufology for decades.
It's the mayor's word against you, and you have 2 convicted felonies on your record. You served time once for forgery, once for car theft.
Jordan Peterson.
So I choose to believe Mayor Ed Gray III.
What do you say? Okay, you have to.
When I was an 18-year-old boy, I did get in trouble with the law. But what that has to do with UFOs, only Phil Class knows. Now, this type of ridicule.
Philip Class, the man behind the money.
Does to virtually every high-profile UFO case. They will dig into somebody's background and find out when they were a teenager, they did something wrong or whatever, and throw it up against them and try to convince people across the whole United States, don't worry, there's nothing there. This guy's a criminal. He didn't really see anything.
See, but this is a different situation because he was doing it on particular cases, trying to debunk cases. They weren't storing information just because, you know, in case they piss us off. They were doing it, you know, for like an example, when Philip Class offered one of Travis Walton's buddies $10,000 to lie and say that that thing never happened. That's the kind of stuff that they did. But I get it, man.
Yeah, and it's what they've been doing the whole time. And my whole thing is just be safe with your stuff online, right? Just especially people you meet on UFO Twitter.
Yeah, but all right, guys, I'm gonna run, man. Thanks for having me,
David. Come by anytime.
Have a good night.
Stop by anytime. Dude, David's cool. Good people.
That was cool. I hope Shane's okay. Everyone
send Shane some water. Send him some water and coffee. I think he'll be just fine. He'll be just fine. Yeah, I agree with what David said though, Red. I think that we're in some weird times right now, right? Like this information is there. he's still kind of like on the fence about it, but it goes back. The tactics go back years, generations. You covered this in your documentaries. If you guys don't follow Red Panda Koala and you don't know about his YouTube channel, you're missing out. You need to go there. He's got deep history on this stuff, and it's reminiscent of the control groups that existed in the past. So I side with him on that, but you know, maybe he'll look into it a little bit more. I mean, David seems like a cool guy, so
yeah,
it's good to have his POV on this.
That's kind of about it.
Chat, if you guys want to know more about this, hit us up on Twitter. Ask the questions there. There's some avenues, some archives we could send you to and really catch you up on like some of the lore. If you guys have any more questions, if there's big blind spots on who these people are, why they're important, what's happening, again, send those to us on Twitter. We'll make content for it. We'll give you guys some more breakdowns. What's happening now is kind of, again, maybe the culmination of years-long harassment campaign by people that UAP might call the Klaus Kingdom or whatever, which is just peddling influence on UFO Twitter, man, and silencing voices. Crazy idea. It's weird that it's happening in 2024 with a digital paper trail that we have now. Dude, we're going to stick to the story. And also, we're following the eclipse on Monday.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
You want to chime in. You want to come through, right? So tomorrow we'll give you guys the rundown of why this eclipse might be a little different than the previous ones. All the weird stuff lining up, all the weird stuff with the comet and NASA shooting rockets into the we're covering all that tomorrow in preparation for Monday's live stream of the eclipse. We have Shane out there. He'll be boots on the ground. UFO intros. Kimball might pop in. He might be in the path of totality as well. So we might have two perspectives of the eclipse coming up for you guys on Monday.
All right. Yeah, we'll keep following this. It's kind of been a slow news time. There's maybe something from Burleson. Ganga, what's it's popping for you in the news? But yeah, can't wait for the eclipse. Yeah, and like as Stupa said, we got two people who are potentially going to be on the ground. We're going to have to go probably a little bit earlier that day, but we're going to look up just a bunch of stuff about what everyone's saying about all the different angles of this, especially the conspiracy stuff. But yeah, I think Shane might do an after space. I don't know. I'm going to be busy. I won't be able to run it. Maybe Tupa will be able to run it, but and he'll just let his.
I got a lot of work to do, but we could do some late night stuff, dude. I want to hear from you guys. If you guys want to pop in there, say what's up, listen to his chit chat. We'll cover some of the more mundane kind of news stories that have been happening. We got earthquakes everywhere. Something's going on, and we can dive into that a little bit over there. But for now, guys, we wanted to give you a follow up on what was covered yesterday. The secret server. What the hell is that? Why is it important? Now you guys know. Your information could be out there. Until next time, guys.
Catch you later.
Peace.
Bye.
News that's more snooze than news? Then crank up the volume for Skyfire News, the only broadcast that's literally out of this world.
As an astrophysicist, I can tell you that the universe is full of mysteries, but with Skyfire, you can uncover some of those mysteries from your phone in your pocket.
I've tangoed with tales so top secret, they're stored on the dark side of the moon. Skyfire News, it's like they've hacked the galactic mainframe, serving up scoops so juicy, they make Area 51 look like a public library.
With unrivaled extraterrestrial expertise and interstellar insights, Skyfire News brings you the latest from the final frontier. We're not just ahead of the curve, we're bending space-time.
If I could turn your weeping mic, I would find a way. I would take back all the things that I said to hurt you. And you'd say, if I could tell you right like I, if I could tell you it like I, if I could tell you it like, if I could tell you it like I, if I could turn your weeping mic, I would find a way. I would take back all the things that I said to hurt you. And you'd say, if I could tell you right like I, if I could tell you